Hey guys, Brent Abernathy. I've got a special guest joining me today, Ty Segal, who's been working with Family First Life as part of the agency for the last couple of years and has written a lot of life insurance, has also built an agency over $250,000 worth of issue paid business in a month, has had some experiences with people in regards to death claims. And he really understands and has a true passion for the difference we can make and what we do. Obviously, we can make a great living selling life insurance here with FFL. And be clear, we're not giving any of the money back, okay? But when you truly have an understanding of why we do what we do, and you know that what you're doing on a day-to-day basis makes a massive difference in these people's lives, it changes you. And I think that that's important. So, Ty, thanks for joining us. Talk a little bit about your passion for what we do and how important it is for these people.
Sure. Yeah, no, what I would like to just really stress to new agents is to understand the power of that license that we hold. Because it's not just a piece of paper. It's a license to transact and sell life insurance. And basically, the way I look at it is, if I'm with the client and I leave and I don't get them qualified or approved or an application submitted, and something happens to them, and if they were to die, that's on me. An insurance company can't pay out money then. But if I build enough value, enough trust, if I get them to the point where they sign on the dotted line and something does happen to them the next day, that insurance company's got to come and pay $50,000 out to them. It's a very powerful license, and I don't take that lightly.
Right. So when you go in and you sit with a family, you're not just trying to get them to sign on the dotted line to make a sale or whatever. You're understanding that this is you building value to what we do and what things look like for that family if somebody doesn't come home tomorrow. Like this is real, what we do. And I think that, I know I look back and I've been in this business 11 years and I've had a lot of death claims, and it's an experience I'll never forget. The first one I got, the first time my phone rang, and it was a son that had lost his dad. I'll never forget that type of stuff. And you get this pit in your stomach, and it's like, oh my God, what we do, it really is real. And the thankfulness, the gratefulness that these families have, when we fight hard enough and we work hard enough to, for lack of a better term, get them out of their own way and get them to purchase insurance now to protect their family, it's a very powerful thing. So you've had some death claims, right? Three of them, okay, in 2 years. And as time goes on, you're obviously going to have more. Mm-hmm. I mean, do you remember where you were when you got that first death claim? Like kind of what was going through your head?
I know exactly where I was. I was in Plymouth, Wisconsin, at my old apartment. I was sitting upstairs. It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had a bad day. My day sucked, and I was just like, I need to take a breather. I just need to put my head down. And I get a phone call from Donna in Manitowoc, and she called. And her husband was already kind of sick. But she just said, he passed away. We got to get the process started. It wasn't about me. That day it was about me, but when that happened, it was kind of a reality check. Like, it could be a lot worse. And it just kind of woke me up. And I remember sitting with them, and he was just seeing them communicate. And I mean, they were married for 45 years, and the love of her life just passed away, and now she's calling me because I got him an insurance policy. And now I'm the man that's got to come in and be the middleman there. And it's definitely humbling.
Yeah, and I remember when I was selling policies in the field, I used to always tell clients, one of the last things I would tell them before I left is I said, look, John and Mary, I'm glad I was able to bring value to your family today by helping you get this policy in place, but I want to be 100% clear. My true value to you and your family doesn't happen until that day comes where, John, you don't come home from work and Mary calls me and Mary needs my help. That's where my true value comes. And I think it's important to all of us, like this is, too many times I think this sale becomes transactional for agents, right? And this is not a car that somebody's going to see every day and use every day. This is not a piece of clothing that they're going to wear every day, right? This is a non-tangible item that they're going to get. They're going to purchase. It's going to be a piece of paper, a policy. They're going to put it in their safe. They're going to forget about it. They're going to put it in their safety deposit box, in their file cabinet, whatever. And they're never going to think about it again until that day comes where it's like, oh gosh, what do I do now, right? And so knowing the value, and I mean, whether or not it's $5,000 death benefit or $500,000 death benefit, in all the death claims I've had, I've never had a widow or a son or a daughter say, man, I wish my family member had more life insurance in place. Like they no matter how much, like the amount of the policy isn't what matters. It's the fact that they know that their family member cared enough to put them in a better position to handle things. Because let's face it, when somebody does die, it's not just funeral expenses that have to be taken care of. It's how are we going to now, with the loss of income coming into this household, how am I going to pay the mortgage? How am I going to pay the electricity bills? How am I going to maintain my lifestyle without having to be put out on the streets or be moving, with the kids or grandkids or whatever? And, I talk a little bit about, because Ty, when you're inside a home, okay, and I know you sell based off of emotion a lot more than maybe some people do, and I did as well. I sold off of emotion. It's an emotional sale. But talk a little bit about how you use stories, how you talk to people about some of the experiences you have or the passion that you have while you're sitting in front of a client trying to get them to, like I said earlier, get out of their own way. Like, talk a little bit about how you present that, how you talk about those things to them.
Yeah, I think it all starts with finding the why. You always hear it, find the why, got it. But it's really, before you even talk about product, who you are, well, you got to introduce yourself, obviously, but you need to figure out why you're there, because if you don't find out why you're there, what the insurance will do for that person, there's no value to it. And you really you just kind of have to guide them through the process. Because I think if you don't build enough value to why they're spending the money, it's just another bill. But when they know why they're paying $150 a month for $15,000 at age 75 years old, right? They know what that $150 a month is actually going to do when they die and where it's going to go. But you have to, like you said before, life insurance you can't touch it. Mm-hmm. But it's a concept, it's an idea, and you have to get them to visualize and paint a picture so that they can see it happening and see where, if they don't have it, where it's really going to hurt.
Right, and you said it. Get them to visualize, get them to paint that picture, because the reality of it is, if you think about it, purchasing life insurance for your family members, your loved ones is about the most selfless thing anybody could ever do, because they're putting money out, and it's stuff that it's something they're never going to be able to take advantage of at all. But it's that peace of mind knowing that if they don't come home the next day, that their family members are going to be okay. It's the true definition of love, in my opinion, making sure that everybody's going to be okay. So talk about real quick, and I know you've had agents in can you think off the top of your head of, as you've been growing the agency, because because it's different for each individual. I know your experiences, and do you have any agents that maybe it hit them hard, like the first time that they had a death claim? Because it'll change you. When you have that first death claim, it'll be like, oh man, you take a step back and, hey, these people have a lot riding on me and me showing up and me fighting for them. Sometimes we got to fight more for them than they actually will fight for themselves, because they don't understand it. Like, can you think of any instances where it's really impacted people in your agency at all?
I believe Evan and Catherine have both had claims, but I remember them calling and just saying, I got my first death claim. And you could hear a pin drop, because I'm like, yep,
Right.
this is it. I mean, yes, what we do is, yes, you can go out, you can make a lot of money selling life insurance with leads, comp, all of it. But at the end of the day, what we are seriously doing for people is what we have to be doing it for.
Right.
Do it for the right reasons. Because the reason I'm hiring is because I can't physically help 500 people a day.
Right.
But with a team of people that they get compensated for, we can distribute and serve the senior market in final expense, and serve middle Americans with life insurance needs. It's very powerful what we do, and I don't take it lightly.
Yeah, and I appreciate that about you. And I think it's important to understand, I'll wrap up with this, is in my personal opinion, you can talk about money all you want, but in my personal opinion, there's not a greater feeling in the world than helping somebody, right? And there's no mistaking, there's no confusion with the way things are set up with Family First Life. If you're starting today and you help more people out than Ty helps out, you're going to be making more money, and you're going to, your compensation will show that accordingly. Whoever helps the most people wins, whether it's with life insurance, whether it's with building an agency, right? Because building an agency, you're helping agents get out and produce money and produce income to support their families, and showing them a different way to go out and do it. But the fact that we can make a significant amount of money while at the same time we are making such a difference in somebody's lives, it's pretty powerful. Not pretty powerful, it's very powerful. And when you understand that, when you allow yourself to grasp that, and when you think about the fact that those days that are difficult when you're out in the field, or those days that are difficult when you're on the telephone, if you think to yourself, hey, how would I feel if I didn't show up to this appointment, or if I didn't call this person? How would I feel if I found out that they died tomorrow? Right? And it was on me to try and help them, protect them, but I chose not to do it because something was, going on in my life. I was being selfish, right? I didn't work hard enough. I didn't dial the phone enough times, whatever. I mean, put yourself in those shoes. Think about it that way, because what we do makes a massive difference to people. Not only it can make a massive difference to the agents' families, but guys, it makes a massive difference when somebody dies in that time of need. They need us to be out there fighting for them, working for them, and doing our best, doing anything we can possibly do to possibly help them. So appreciate you joining me, talking to me about this. This is, it's not so much nuts and bolts of, hey, I do this inside the home, or I do this on the phone, or you need to work these types of leads or product, or none of that. This is the reality of what we do, and if you can channel that, whether you're selling in the home or whether you're building an agency, and you can understand that, it can be a very, very powerful thing. So I appreciate you.